Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Feel It to Heal It podcast. Happy Thanksgiving week. If you are listening to this currently this week, this will be released on Friday, which will be Black Friday. And so today's episode is going to be a short and sweet one, all about the Black Friday bundle that I am offering. And I'm so excited. As I was just sharing on Instagram, this was a bundle that I created especially for one of my clients. And she was like, "Oh my God, like how could I say no to this?" And it was such a just incredible deal that I was like, I want to offer this for Black Friday. It was this very clear, like, what do I want to offer? Boom, this bundle. So I have the bundle open on my computer and we're going to dive into all the details. So if you've been wanting to start this work, deepen into this work, continue this work, get a taste of my work, get a feel for it without the high time commitment, without the big financial commitment, without the big energy commitment, this bundle is made for you. This is made for the humans that are ready to like step in, get your feet wet without any big commitment, any big pressure. And it's such an insane deal. So can't wait. Okay, so drum roll. Boo, 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 boo. The bundle is three of my signature programs: Powerfully Single, The Secure Entrepreneur, and Authenticity Unleashed. That if you combine the price of all three of those separately of what they're normally priced at, the total for those three programs are over $2,000. For Black Friday, starting today and ending Monday, all three of these programs together will be a total of 888, which is more than half off. So it is an insane deal. So we're going to dive into each of the programs. So we're going to start with Powerfully Single. So Powerfully Single is for those that are single. Although I tell people all the time, even if you're in a relationship, I still think that you can gain a lot from the course because it's really a course about self-love. It's a course about dating yourself, about falling in love with yourself, about being your own anchor of safety. And that will only help your relationship. So it is, designed and created for single people who really want to make the most of your time being single. Because the first round of me being single in my adult life was really like this just disconnected period. It was like just numbing out, just binging TV, going on all the dating apps and like grasping for people. Is it 888 a month or one-time purchase? No, one-time purchase. It's a one-time purchase of 888 and you have these programs forever, which means that anytime I upgrade them, which I actually just upgraded all of them this past year, I did brand new meditations, brand new chants. Anytime I do any updates, you get those completely for free. So the first time I was single, I was just very disconnected from myself. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to just spend my time numbing away just until the next relationship shows up. Like, I want to use my time single as a way to actually connect to myself and actually be able to alchemize this time alone. And that is exactly what I learned how to do through rewiring my nervous system. And that is what birthed this program. It actually was birthed the day before my first ever meeting with my mentor. We were doing a VIP day in Paris, which, by the way, I'm offering those in June. For anyone that's interested, message me. I'm so excited. We're going to do Paris, potentially London, and potentially Portugal. So if you have any preferences, we can make that work. Anyway, so one thing at a time. So the day before my VIP day, I just was laying in bed and it was like I was in this deep single period where it's like I was dating, but I was really focusing on myself and I was relating differently in dating. And I was like, oh my God, like this is what I needed back when I was, all disconnected and numbed out and like just coping in really unhealthy ways. And it just came through. Create a program for single people of how to actually feel powerfully single rather than like, oh, I'm so sorry for myself single, or oh, I have so much shame around being single. It's like so crazy the conditioning that this world gives us around being single. And I created the entire program that day with my mentor. And I ran the first two rounds of it live. And now I'm selling it as a passive course because the membership is now the main live component. So basically, the way that my business has been restructured is instead of doing live rounds for each of these smaller programs, people can purchase whatever self-paced course they want, and then the membership is the main live hub where you get all the live support. You can ask me any questions live. You can get hot seat coaching from me live. You have the Facebook community live. Like it's the one main live place that you can receive support from me and the other members. So it's just kind of simplifying everything. So this program has worked so beautifully that I can't share this publicly yet, but I have experienced some magic in the romantic department. And if you've been watching my IG stories, you know the inside scoop. I cannot share it yet on the podcast because that is more public. But this program, the work inside this program led me to become so powerfully single and so deeply connected to myself and securely attached that I have attracted and manifested the most magical experience to date of my love life. So let's just leave it at that. Okay, going into the modules. Module 1 is called the Disconnected Dater. So we're going to look at all the ways that you are disconnected from yourself in being single. So we're going to look at your daily habits. We're going to look at the addictive behaviors, your protectors. We're going to look at, where you are not feeling safe to connect to yourself and help you reconnect. And each module comes with a video training, journal prompts, homework, and it's just so good. And then module 2 is called a Sacred Sanctuary. So this is about really looking at your environment, your internal environment, your external environment. How are you taking care of yourself, your body, your internal system? How are you taking care of your home? Like really creating the space and the environment that you want during this single chapter, because so often single people think, well, when I have the partner, I'll have the nice home. Or my thing was, when I have the partner, I will then get the dog. And now I have 3 fur babies all on my own, raised 2 puppies by myself, and it is one of my proudest accomplishments to date. So often we wait for the partner to do the things, and it's because we feel incomplete and we're looking to feel whole. Instead of waiting for another person to make you whole, which newsflash, they can't, you are learning how to become whole on your own. So you attract, well, once you feel connected to yourself and you don't need anything outside of yourself. And then if you do desire a relationship, it's going to be overflow. It's going to be connection. It's going to be mirroring that wholeness rather than attracting 2 people just trying to fill voids. Module 3 is called Your Single Habits. We're going to go deeper into how you actually relate to yourself in the day-to-day moments. Like, as my mentor says, the subtle energy creates your life. So how do you relate to yourself in those day-to-day moments? Module 4, becoming your own best date. So you best believe you're going to have homework of taking yourself out on a date. You're going to be with the discomfort of going to dinner alone, going to this cafe alone, doing this alone, doing that alone. You are going to get so comfortable at being alone because that is going to help you anchor home to yourself. So when we were doing this live, we had all the girls post their dinner pictures and where they were taking themselves, and they got dressed up for themselves. Like, are you only getting dressed up for other people? Are you getting dressed up for you? Are you putting effort into your appearance for you? Are you shaving your legs for you? Like, are you doing these things for you? And then module 5, the powerfully single in you. So putting it all together, wrapping it all up, really anchoring home to who are you in your powerfully single era, not error. Oh my God. Mai says, oh, wow, do those include live sessions with you? So no, not running live sessions. The membership is the way to get live support. And if you purchase the bundle, you get 2 months half off of the membership. So typically it's $111 per month, but this time you're getting 2 months for the price of one. So you're getting 55.5 for each of the 2 months. So 111 total for 2 months of live support. So that gives you plenty of time to go through, because if you do 1 module per week, you're going to be done with this course in 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks if you need a little extra time, and you have 2 months of live support to integrate. So that's why I paired it that way. And then you also get bonus videos. You get a breathing co-regulation video, a grounding video, a inner child meditation, a stepping into your power video. So lots of beautiful, beautiful support in Powerfully Single. Okay, next up, we're going to dive into the Secure Entrepreneur. So the Secure Entrepreneur is for any entrepreneur who wants to relate to your business from secure attachment. So the theme among all of my programs is guiding you home to you, building secure attachment and deep self connection. Because secure attachment is not actually about attachment, it's about feeling connected to yourself and others, not attachment. Attachment is graspy energy. Attachment is attaching on to everything, every dollar that comes into your business, every client that comes into your business. So we're going to go deep into we have a meditation specifically for abundance and setting the intention that you want in your business. We have a specific chanting video that is for creating abundance. We have pre-work modules of what internal safety is, how to rewire the nervous system, how to release external saving. We have a whole module on anxious attachment so you can understand when you are relating to your business from the anxious attachment, from that graspy place. And then module one, the ways in which anxious attachment shows up in your business. So guys, the ways that you are running your business, and even if you haven't started a business yet, but you want to focus on how you're relating to your money in anxious attachment ways, this is a beautiful course. You can literally purchase this course, replace the word business, and focus on money, and it still all applies because it's just anxious attachment and the way it shows up in every area. So with Powerfully Single, it's how does your attachment wounding show up in your dating life? With Secure Entrepreneur, it's how does your attachment show up in your business? So it's the really sneaky, subtle ways in which anxious attachment shows up. So lack of boundaries, going into where you don't feel safe to use a no or a yes, release money, hold money, circulate money. Like this is a business course, but it's also a money course. Like it is about your relationship with money. Module two is called the art of leaning back. So if you struggle with anxious attachment, you are this energy. You are too leaned in, too graspy, too controlling, and you got to learn how to lean back into the unknown, into faith. Module three is called Let's Talk Boundaries. So we're going to talk all about how to navigate boundaries with clients, with relationships in your business, with your team, with money, with yourself, with all of it. Module four is called Orienting Back to Safety. So, what happens if you actually get triggered? A client's going to trigger you, money's going to trigger you. Money is one of the most triggering topics literally on earth. So, if you can learn how to navigate your triggers and come back to safety when you get dysregulated, you're going to learn how to alchemize the trigger. You're going to learn how to alchemize the gold from it. Mai says, I do love the idea of dating yourself, and I've done that before, but I do want connection. Yeah. So it's looking at, I mean, this is going to take you even deeper. Everyone says that. I've dated myself before, but this work gets to the sneakiest, subtlest, energetic ways that you are disconnected from yourself and then perpetuating disconnection in your relationships. So even at like, before this work, I always said that. I was like, I've dated myself. I know how to connect to myself. People would think of me as like the self-love queen. I was so disconnected from myself and I didn't even know it. It was so unconscious. So this work just gets to a much deeper level than ever before. Module five is trusting the process. So being in faith, being in the unknown, being with fear, being with all of it. Like, how do we actually release control and lean into faith? Because as my mentor says, control and faith cannot exist in the same space. So if you are in control, like if you are relating through the protector of control, you're not in faith. Module six, releasing protectors and addictive behaviors blocking you from abundance. So if you want money to flow to you effortlessly, if you want to shift your relationship with money, you have to look at your protectors because addictive behaviors and protectors are literally shifting your energetic vibration and blocking you from abundance. So if you're relating through control, you're blocking abundance. You're relating through perfectionism, you're blocking abundance. You're binge watching TV all day, you're blocking abundance. Because the more connected you are to you, the more of an open vessel you are to be an energetic match for abundance. Module seven, the Secure Entrepreneur, an embodied leader in life and business. So how do we take all of those 6 modules, wrap them all together and become the embodied leader in your life? Like, oh, this program is so powerful. Literally everyone needs this work. I will die on that hill. Everyone needs this work. I don't care how much work you've done, how much therapy you've done, nothing is this work. And I would know because I did it all. I did all of the healing before this. Literally, I was in therapy since the age of 4. I was a clinically trained therapist being trained in all the different modalities. I know all the modalities out there. Nothing is like this. It's just completely different. All right, last but not least, this is by far my most popular program, Authenticity Unleashed. This is the program for everyone. So it doesn't matter if you're a business owner, if you're not, if you're single, if you're married. This is the program for everyone. It is getting to the root of who are you underneath your trauma, your attachment wounding, your unprocessed stored trauma and pain and emotion. So, we have many different videos for this one. So it's 5 modules technically, but we have a bunch of welcome videos, orienting. We have a meet your coach video, welcome video, orienting you to the structure of this course, the importance of daily practices, your daily meditation, your daily chanting, a bunch of bonus videos, another updated inner child meditation, getting to know your most authentic self meditation. So basically, think of it this way: your transformation with Authenticity Unleashed is you go from relating through your false sense of self. You are relating through your survival mode self, your people pleasing self, your self that compares, your self that overthinks, over explains, over apologizes, says sorry for just breathing and existing, gets small, gets contracted, is binge watching TV all day, is too scared to show up on social media for your business, is too scared to ask that cute guy out. Like all of the ways that you are in a trauma response, which literally most people, if not all people, are living through a trauma response that has been so normalized that you don't even know it's a trauma response. Like these trauma responses are so freaking normalized that rarely anyone is actually living through their authentic self. Because if you would have asked me, 2 years ago, are you living through your authentic self? Oh, yeah, of course. I'm Rachel. I'm, a ray of sunshine and I'm grounded. But internally, I was not okay. Like I was so dysregulated. So this is the transformation is going from your survival mode self to actually feeling safe to be you. None of us have been raised to feel safe to be ourselves. We have shame for literally just existing. The anxiety that's keeping you up at night is actually a sneaky form of shame. You feel shame for being you. You feel shame for having weird, cringy parts of you. You have shame for having emotions, God forbid, because you're a human, right? Like we all have shame for just being ourselves. We think we're too tall, too short, too fat, too thin, too broke, too wealthy, too ditzy, too much, not enough. Like we just are constantly making ourselves smaller versions. So that is the transformation of Authenticity Unleashed. You are going to get to know who you are at your core, who your soul came here to be. It is the most incredibly transformative course. Like I am obsessed with all my programs, truly. But Authenticity Unleashed will always hold a special place in my heart because when I created it, I was coming out of a period of deep ego deaths, deep shedding, deep loss, deep fear, and on the other side, this program was the light at the end of the tunnel. And I had to go through all of that to shed all that wasn't me, all the old ways of relating, all the old behaviors, all the ways that I would seek external saving, all the ways that I would avoid myself. And this program was the birthing of who I actually was. And that's a continual process. Who I am authentically now is different than a year ago when I created this. So it's a continual evolution of becoming the youiest you there is, the most you this there, blah, 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 the most you that you can be. Module 1, meeting your authentic self. So how do we get disconnected from our authentic selves to begin with? How does this happen? Trauma, all of the things. Triggers to truth. So alchemizing your triggers, going from triggered to what is the truth underneath the trigger, because there is always gold to extract from the trigger. So triggers are some of our most powerful catalysts, and if we don't know how to get to the truth underneath them, we then just are going to stay triggered forever instead of actually lessening the charge. So think about a trigger as a loaded gun, and each time you move the emotion that's historical through the trigger, you release historical emotion. There's one less bullet in that gun. And every time you get triggered, it's less activation, less charge until you don't get triggered by it anymore. Oh, freedom. Okay, module 3, protectors to power. So we're going to go over what are protectors, what are addictive behaviors. I'm going to teach you my 5-step process to releasing protectors. And I'm actually going to have this same process in my book. So if you buy Authenticity Unleashed, you'll get a little sneak peek of my book. Module 4 is releasing all that is not you. So let's see. Yeah, so once you've released the protector or addictive behavior, what is underneath that? Allowing for a natural evolution of integrating and embodying the shifts that you're making to relate more from your authenticity. And let's see, we have some journal prompts, some homework, attachment versus connection, allowing relationship dynamics to naturally shift as you step into your power, grieving, grieving your old self, grieving all the ways that you related that were not you. And then module 5 is the authentic you. So the death rebirth cycle as you leave the old ways of safety, coming home to the main anchors of authenticity, ending the cycle of self sabotage, the power of repetition for rewiring into the new way of safety. Who are you underneath all the labels and symptoms? So good. All right, so those are the 3 programs that come in the bundle. Again, this is the lowest you will ever be able to get these programs, and you have them for as long as they exist on the internet. So for one payment of $888, you get all 3 of those life-changing programs. If you are someone that is not an entrepreneur, or you have no interest in ever becoming one, or maybe you don't want support in your relationship with money and you really want support in um, becoming your most powerfully single self or authenticity unleash, I can sell you them separately. It might just be a little bit different pricing, but for the bundle, that's where you're going to save the most because then you're getting all 3 for that one price. And then I highly, highly, highly cannot recommend enough adding on the membership for the 2 months to help you integrate. I will be there with you live. You'll come in, you'll ask questions, you'll say, Module 2, I realize blah, 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 blah. This is how it's getting in the way of this. This is how I'm feeling. How the fuck do I shift this? And then I help you shift your energy right there on the spot. Like the amount of energy you can shift in a 1 hour call with me in a group call, unreal. Like give me 10 minutes with you, we can shift your entire energetic vibration because this program gets to the root. It gets to the root. It doesn't waste time. It doesn't go into mindset fluff. Mindset is a bunch of bullshit if you're not actually getting to the root emotion that's creating the thoughts. I used to be a CBT therapist. I would literally get paid to help people change their thoughts. And what I learned from that is this shit doesn't work because you can change your thought, but that negative thought is going to come back 2 seconds later if you're not addressing the emotion creating that thought. Oh, I feel so passionately about that. Okay, let's catch up on Instagram questions. Let's see. That's magical. Wow. Oh, about attracting the magic in the dating life. Yes, yes. I'm telling you, powerfully single works. Sometimes it works a little too well. You're like, damn. Thank you for making these programs. These sound really special and transformative. You're welcome. This is literally like my pain birthed out to save you time and money. Like I've invested literally at this point close to $60,000 that I did not have to get trained in this healing method and to do it on myself with my mentor so that I could help my clients in a much more effective way. So you're getting $60,000 worth of knowledge in an $888 program. Like when I say that I want to save you guys time and money, that is literally what I'm talking about. Even when I date myself, I feel sadder, like something is missing. Yeah, absolutely. So there's just deeper layers of self-connection, and that's okay. That's literally all of us. I feel shame all the time. Yeah. So it's being able to process that shame and to get underneath what that shame is actually about because we all have shame. We have shame for being ourselves. And when we feel safe to be our authentic self, then we can alchemize that shame. I know these programs come together, but I'm super interested in Authenticity Unleashed. Is there a way to purchase just that one? Yes. Message me and I can give you a price just for the one. Uh, it doesn't work because the thoughts keep coming back. Exactly. Mindset work does not work. Like, oh, guys, like if you could just get one thing, even if you never buy these programs, but you can just hear me when I say mindset work does not work. If you're not doing the work to rewire your nervous system, like please stop putting spaghetti on the wall or whatever that saying is. Like, stop throwing spaghetti on the wall. Just fucking process your feelings and your mindset will naturally shift. Your thoughts will naturally shift as a byproduct. The emotions keep coming back underneath. Exactly, exactly. Hi, Ashley. Welcome. Maya says, I fear things I can't control. How can I even begin to process an emotion like that? That's fear. That's all historical fear. Yeah, you need live support. That is literally what we're here for in the membership. Like, you come in, I help you access that fear in your body because you cannot do that alone. The nervous system will not let you do that alone. Think about it this way. The nervous system is wired to avoid emotions because it learned in childhood, if you feel this emotion, you will die. If you feel this emotion, you will be abandoned. If you feel this emotion, you will not be accepted. If you feel this emotion, you will be rejected. So, for your own survival, your nervous system learned you cannot feel those emotions. And so, because you learned that in relationships, that's what we call relational wounding. The reparative experience happens in relationships. That's why I have the membership. Like, I can't emphasize this enough. You cannot sit at home doing all the self paced programs in the world thinking that your nervous system is going to allow you to see your blind spots because you're in it. You can't see it when you're in it. Just like I can see all my clients' shit real clearly, but I can't see my own shit as clearly, which is why I need a mentor. This is the power of mentorship. Like, we are meant to have mentorship, and the society has been so stripped away with like the meaning and the value of that because we get so stuck on like hyper vigilance and oh, but I don't want to spend the money. So, but you're spending money on addictions. You're spending money on suffering. Do you know how much money I used to spend on DoorDash, Netflix subscriptions, dating? Like, so much money. So, yes, I've invested a lot of fucking money to do this work, but it is the best ROI in my entire life. Not only did it help me create a six-figure healing business after being a broke social worker for years, it has helped me become healthier and release chronic sickness. Do you know how expensive it is to be sick your whole life? Medications, doctor's visits, surgeries. I spent thousands of dollars that I didn't have, more like my family did because I was, broke as fuck. But also my money went into that. Like, do you know how expensive it is to stay in survival mode? So money cannot be an excuse. I didn't have money when I hired my mentor. I literally did not have money. And I put $1,500 on a credit card for 1 month of working with her. And I said, I don't care. I need this work. This work is going to save me money. This work is going to collapse time around my healing. And I went from not having any money to growing a six-figure business on my own, like after working for someone else my whole career as a therapist. Like, you have to be willing to invest in yourself. You have to feel like you are worth not suffering. You have to love yourself enough to want to make a change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You can consume all of the stuff, but if you are not allowing yourself to be in a community, in relationship with a safe grounded nervous system to help you process your emotions, you're just going to stay stuck learning. You know, I have clients that are new that will say, do you have any books to recommend? Sure, I have books to recommend. The last thing I want you to do is start over consuming and over intellectualizing because that keeps you disconnected from your body. These are the sneaky ways that most coaches would be like, yeah, here's a laundry list of books. Whereas I'm going to call you out on your shit and I'm going to say, why do you want those books? Why are you trying to read as many books as humanly possible to learn and learn and learn as if you are this project to fix? That is perpetuating the same wounding that happened in childhood that made you believe that you needed fixing to begin with. You don't need fixing. You need to learn how to accept the emotions that are living in your body to build safety around them so that they stop controlling your life. And that cannot be done alone. That is literally the only reason I created an offer that is as low cost as my membership, and why I offer that low cost for half off, because you cannot do it alone. And I know, because the reason I am my current iteration of who I am, and the reason I've been able to heal chronic illness, heal BPD symptoms, heal anxious attachment, heal chronic anxiety, heal chronic overthinking, heal all of these things where they are not my norm anymore, is because I was held and witnessed and mirrored and in a safe relational container with someone who could just hold me and be with me in my pain. Because the nervous system does not feel safe to do that alone. It's literally wired to do the opposite. So, yeah, of course yeah. My saying, I didn't know it was that intense for me, so it makes sense. I can't feel it by myself. Of course it makes sense. Like, literally think about your nervous system has a security team. It's literally a bunch of security men living in your body. They are hired to help you avoid your emotions. And you think that by sitting and taking a breath, you're going to be able to access years and years worth of unprocessed emotion alone with the whole security team standing there doing their job? No. The only way that you can do this is to be with other humans, because we are relational creatures. We need to feel seen in our emotion. We need to feel held in our emotion. We need to feel less alone, not alone in our emotion. Half of the reason we can't feel our emotions alone is because we feel alone in them. And that is the inner child being like, hey, mom and dad, I'm feeling sad, and you keep telling me to be grateful. That's you being alone in it. So you're trying to heal something by giving it the same solution that wounded it to begin with. Think about that. The inner child needed attunement and instead felt alone in the emotion. So then your solution is, let me just continue to feel alone in the emotion. How the hell is that going to heal the aloneness and being alone in the emotion to begin with? You have to give it the opposite experience. You have to give it a reparative experience, which is co-regulation, to learn how to self-regulate, community, being mirrored by other people who can see what is happening for you. And so the beautiful thing about the membership is you're not only getting my eyes on your nervous system and my regulated nervous system with your dysregulated nervous system to attune to my nervous system, and I can attune to your nervous system so that you recalibrate to regulation. You are also getting my entire community of humans that have done this work with me for over a year. I have people in that membership that are basically like have done this work to such an extreme extent that they basically could be different versions of me. And so it's so important to be held by other people who have done this, because community during this process is literally everything. So that is the Black Friday bundle. We have the 3 programs: Powerfully Single, Secure Entrepreneur, Authenticity Unleash, for one price of $888. And then if you upgrade to adding on the membership, which again, like highly, highly recommend, you can do that for $5.5 per month for your first 2 months. And then you cancel anytime. If you don't need it after the 2 months, you can leave. If you want to stay, then you're welcome to stay. So we got options for everyone. Maya says, I want to get the membership. My money part is just super loud. I know. I get it, but you have to decide what is going to be louder, right? Like, is the fear going to be louder? Is the inner knowing? Like when I first started this work, of course there was fear putting $1,500 that I didn't have on a credit card and then doing that month after month after month after month. I mean, of course there was fear, but my inner knowing of you need this and it's going to change your whole life, it literally shifted my whole business. My business wouldn't be what it is today had I not felt that fear and did it anyway. So I believe that when your intuition is calm and saying, this is what I need, when you follow that pull, the universe always rewards courage. Because you know what happened when I invested in my business program? I put $4,500 again on a credit card that I didn't have, invested in a business program. My first client paid me in full. I didn't even ask her to pay me in full, $4,500. I invested $4,500. I got $4,500 2 months later. I invested $1,500. I got another client for $1,500. Like, you can't make this up. Like, the universe will always reward courage. What we do is we wait for the evidence that we're going to be okay. So, oh, I'm going to wait until I have 888 to invest 888. Okay, you could do that. That's a valid choice, right? Or if your intuition is saying, you know what, like you really, really need this. You need to trust that. And if you follow the calm of that, now, if it doesn't feel calm, if you're listening to this and you're like, you know what, my gut is saying this isn't the right time, my gut is saying this is not what I need, I want you to listen to that. I care more about you listening to the intuition than making a quick sale because that sale is not going to feel good if it's not coming from a clean energy of alignment. Alignment is more important than anything. If you are feeling a calm, intuitive pull of, I feel scared, but I know in my entire body I need this work, and this is by far the cheapest way to do it, and you feel that fear, and maybe you don't have 888, but maybe you're open to solutions and you're saying, God, help me find a way to pay for this. That's what I do when I can't afford shit. I say a prayer. God, if I'm meant to do this, help me find a way. And either, a random check will come in. I had a family member send me money unexpectedly. It was just like, here's an extra, future Christmas or early Christmas gift, like unexpected money, unexpected payments coming in. Like, if you are meant to do it, there is always a way. You just have to be open to that and you have to allow your faith to be bigger than your fear. And as I always tell my clients, when something is in alignment, when something is a full fuck yes in your body, it's feeling the fear and doing it anyway and knowing that the universe has got your back because that is what faith is. So I am so excited. I am going to put the checkout link in the link in bio right after I hop off of this live. If you guys have any questions, DM me. And I'm so excited to have you guys in these programs. And again, come to the membership. Please come to the membership. It's going to help you integrate it. I can't tell you how many people are like, oh yeah, I listen to the module, but if you're not integrating, then it's going in one ear and out the other. So come to the membership. Let me help you integrate it. All right, my love bugs. Let's see. We're going to wrap up. Okay, just catching up on comments. I feel so torn. I don't have consistent income right now because of all my anxiety, and I feel stuck and I want a way out, but ashamed to purchase it. My money protector is getting loud of panicking. It's saying I'll wait until I have consistent income, but it's also not sure I'll do the work because of how overwhelmed I feel. I'll ask God. Well, my questions for you would be, if you want a way out, if you want consistent income, what is getting in the way of that? Because if your nervous system is in survival mode, that affects you feeling safe to receive income. I did not have, okay, so I'll share with you guys real quick and then we'll wrap up. My first 2 months of business, I had 2 clients. I was stuck at 2 clients. I could not get a third client for the life of me. And I needed more than 2 clients to be able to pay my bills. And I was stuck and I wasn't having consistent income and I was still paying for my mentor and I was still paying for all the business expenses I had. And I was like, I was in the red. I was totally in debt. I was like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do this. And I had to process my money shit. I had to process that I was scared of outgrowing my family. I was scared of feeling disconnected from them. I was scared of outgrowing my role as the baby of the family. And in one session with my mentor, processing the fear of that week when I was actually in New York with my family, 3 new clients came in. So this is how energy works. Your fear is going to be loud, but the thing that you need to feel safe to receive the money or the partner or the client or whatever the fuck it is that you want to receive, something's got to change energetically to receive that. So if you're like, oh, I'll wait for consistent income to come in, how is that going to come in if nothing changes, right? Like you have to build the internal safety to receive. Now, it would be different if you're like, oh, I'm not receiving consistent income because I'm in between jobs and I'm going to start a job next week or next month. Okay, then maybe that's just a practical timing thing, right? But if it's an energetic block of, oh, I don't feel safe to receive money, or every time I receive money, I just spend it because I don't feel safe to hold it, this is the work to help you rewire it. So you're going to have to put a little skin in the game and take a risk to change something. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So sit with it, meditate on it, feel the fear in your body, and know that this is the way of shifting that survival mode. Yeah, you're saying my nervous system is in survival mode. This is literally the work to help you get out of survival mode. This is the work to help you feel safe to receive more income. Like you can ask any of my clients the ROI. I have a one-on-one client who couldn't afford to hire me, and so she waited to join the first round of AU, which was live, and that was 555. She paid 555, and in 1 year of working together, she is now making so much money, more money than she has ever made, to the point where she now can afford two apartments, both in very expensive cities. And she was so broke when we started working together. She now has been able to afford a VIP day with me, which is close to $2,000 to spend the day with me. She has joined all of my programs, literally all of them. She has invested in herself time and time and time and time again. I'm sharing this because it's not just my story. It's other people's. It's my clients. Like it's not just, oh, I invested in my mentorship and now I have a six-figure healing business. It's no, my client literally went from broke as fuck to attracting two dream jobs and her own business and making more money than she's ever had, where now she can afford full one on one. And my full one on one packages start at $2,000 per month. She went from not being able to afford 555 to being able to afford two apartments and my full one on one package. I have many, many examples of that. So you have to feel the fear if it feels in alignment and do it anyway. And that is the only way that we shift things. Because when you put a little skin in the game and you take a risk and you feel the fear and you do it anyway, if it's in alignment, the universe rewards that. And I will be here with you to catch you on the other side because you're going to feel like you're falling. You're going to feel like you're dying. You're like, oh my God, my money ones are coming out. Bah, 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 bah. And then I'm going to be here with you. And May's going to be here with you because May is in the membership. She just joined the live. Hi, Natalia. We have all these people joining and it's time to wrap up, but I love you guys. And watch the replay. I announced my Black Friday bundle, 3 programs, Powerfully Single, Authenticity Unleashed, Secure Entrepreneur, worth total over 2 grand, offering it until Monday for 888. Insane. And then membership is half off for your first 2 months. You get 2 months for the price of one. And May is in the membership. We have other amazing ladies in the membership. And it's just the best place to be. I used to invest in myself, but my dad shamed me so much and would say, don't spend money you don't have. Yeah, do you know how often my family has said that? I have a member in my family who says that all the time, but you are your own person. And if I listened to those people who told me, oh, don't go into debt, blah, 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 I literally wouldn't have the business that I have today. So that is their belief and their projection, and you don't have to internalize that. You all get to decide what is true for you. It is your life. You don't have to live your life through the beliefs and the projections of your parents, of your partner, of your kids, of your family members. Okay, think of it this way. Whose life do you want? Whose money beliefs do you want? Do you want your dad's money beliefs? Do you want his relationship with money? Then follow his advice. If you want a different relationship with money, then don't follow his advice. That is the best advice I can give you. Find someone who has the relationship with money that you want, use them as an expander, and follow what they did and apply that to what feels right for you. Because if you are continuing to do something that someone else is recommending, but they don't have the life you want, the business you want, the bank account you want, the relationship you want, why are you listening to them? Because that's your attachment wounding, because it's your dad and it feels like you're going to die if you go against him. I get it. But that is literally the whole point of doing this work, to build secure attachment. So you don't have to internalize his own money shame. Hi, Natalia. It's been so long. Oh my God. I love the internet because it literally brings all the peoples together. And I literally haven't spoken to you in years. So I'm so happy you're here. It makes my heart so happy. Oh. All right, my lovies. Does anyone have any last minute questions about this Black Friday bundle? It is just, oh, I'm just so excited for you to get into these programs. And again, if you don't resonate with one, but you resonate with the other and you want to just buy one separately, message me and we can figure something out. Any other questions before we wrap up? May can tell you all about the membership. She's here. Except May, we missed you yesterday. What happened? You were going to come to the call. She's such a tea. She's like, I'll see you tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and she's not there. But that's okay. She's killing it as a mom and a student, and she's doing the best she can. So even if you can't come to live calls, you get the replays. Um, no, Maya, I was talking about May. May is on this live as well. May, you guys have similar names. All right. Oh, May, you were in bed dying. Are you sick? What's happening? All right, let us know in the Facebook group what's happening. All right, any other questions before we wrap up? The sale will be ending on Monday. So, and again, after Monday, these all go back up to over $2,000. So if you want to grab them while it's this cheap, this is the time. I will put the link in my bio or you can DM me for it. And I'm so excited. You guys, this work, you're literally, oh, you have no idea how this is going to change you. And the membership itself has an entire, I like didn't even talk about this because there's just so much. The replay library in that membership has every topic. It's categorized by protectors, trauma, manifestation, money. So on top of the 2 live calls with me, you also get 2 live trainings and you get an entire replay library of all prior trainings. It's insane. Insane. Literally, my clients are like, how are you doing this for only 111 and now it's $55? And I'm like, because I want everyone to experience this. This is what we should have learned in school. Literally, like this is what we should have learned in school. May says you were sick. You were sick as fuck and had to pack for your son. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I work tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Well, I was supposed to go to Napa for Thanksgiving, and that sore throat I was talking about in my stories yesterday that I then shifted after processing emotion, it came back this morning. So I think my body is like, you're gonna take a seat and rest. So I'm not going to Napa, which is a beautiful example of like, you have a plan, God has a different plan. You can either fight it or you can just surrender and be like, you know what, there's a reason I'm not meant to be in Napa right now. Which is funny because the last time I tried to go to Napa, I also got sick beforehand. And then I hadn't been sick since then. And then I got a little tickle in my throat and I was like, interesting. For some reason, I'm not meant to be in Napa. But yeah, there's a reason for it. That library is priceless. Yes, May knows that library is priceless. It has everything. Like if you are struggling with a topic, OCD, anxiety, like shame. Oh, I'm struggling with shooting myself, spiraling, shame spirals. There's literally a category for anything. And if there is not a cat, Napa doesn't seem to sit well with you. I know, what the fuck? Every time I try to go to Napa, it's like universe is like, sit your ass home. But if there's not a category for what you're needing, I then create it. You can request personalized topics like, hey, I'm struggling with this thing and I don't see a training on it. I will make you a training on it. That is the coolest part about being in the Beyond Your Wildest Dreams membership. Guys, I'm obsessed. I could go on. I could talk about this work forever. It has changed my life. It has changed my clients' lives. And I want you all to experience this because life is not meant to be lived suffering. It is meant to be lived alive and cracked open with your heart open to all the magic. Like so much magic has been happening for me recently, which is why I'm sick because my body is recalibrating and it needs time to like literally land in this new reality because the amount of expansion that has been happening both professionally and personally, like the work works, y'all. The work works. The work works. I will scream it from the rooftops. Oh my goodness. Mai says I need the shame spiral one. May says I listen to them while I work. There's so much. Oh, I love that you listen to them while you work. Look at that. No excuses. She's at work. She's learning. She's integrating. I love it. Just the best. All right, guys, I love you so much. I'll put the link in bio. Join us. These programs are going to absolutely change your life. It will be the best investment you've ever spent. Like, mark my words, watch this replay 3 months from now, and you're going to message me and be like, hot damn, you weren't lying. My life has changed. Like, get ready for your life to completely shift. It is